Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this. Part of the journey is the end. Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food and water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning. That'll be it. When I drift off, I will dream about you. It's always you.
Hi, is anyone home? This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. I got really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
Holy crap, everybody, they really dropped the Avengers 4 trailer, so we gotta break it down, and they revealed the title is Endgame. We guessed that like 6 months ago, so I'll talk about that. There are a couple of Easter eggs and things the characters have said in previous movies like Age of Ultron, then also Doctor Strange during Infinity War. There's a new round of that IMAX ticket giveaway too. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite moment from the trailer on the video. First big thing, Tony Stark stuck in outer space on a ship on his way back from Titan recording a message on his helmet. Now the reason why he thinks he's gonna die is because he's run out of food and he's slowly running out of power. The power unit in his helmet probably has like enough juice so that if someone finds him, like he turns it off, if someone finds him, they can turn it on, they'll get that message, and they can take it back to Earth if they're nice people, like whoever finds him. So there are a couple people in deep space right now that we know are going to show up during Avengers 4 that could rescue him, namely Captain Marvel, who's going to be on her way back to planet Earth. So you have to remember that Titan is in this part of space, and Captain Marvel is probably somewhere in Kree and Skrull space, which is a little bit further away. Titan is in the black quadrant. That's sort of like where Thanos rules in outer space, so it remains to be seen whether or not she takes a stop by to pick him up on the way back home. But in order to do that, she'd have to pick up some sort of distress signal, so either he'd have to figure something out, or if you wanted the WTF explainer, he'd have to find some way to extend his life force using his technology. So the whole thing about Tony Stark is that he solves unsolvable problems. He's a genius, so obviously he's gonna MacGyver himself out of this situation. But on top of that, I also think it'll mean somebody coming back to pick him up. And don't forget that because we have Ant-Man showing up outside the Avengers facility, hey, you remember me? We met in Germany a while ago after he spent all of Ant-Man and the Wasp telling the Wasp that he was best friends with Captain America.
The Cap needed help.
Cap?
Captain America, Captain Cap. It's what we call him.
You can actually use the quantum realm to travel across space-time, so they could actually either open a Bifrost using Thor directly to him. They might destroy the ship, so if Thor could somehow pinpoint his ship and then Bifrost right outside it so that he doesn't blow it up whenever he lands, there are a couple different ways they could find him with a couple different characters. But part of the intro is him speaking to the fans in general, because part of the journey is the end. Like, this is the end of the first 10 years of Marvel Studios, the first 22 films. So for a lot of these characters, it's meant to be their last big movie, but we know we're getting a Black Widow movie. We know that Thor is probably going to come back and guest star in other people's movies again in the future if they don't do a direct Thor 4 right away. But I love the Dust title transition on the Marvel Studios title to Thanos' farm with the scarecrow of his armor from the Infinity Gauntlet book and him walking through his farm. The Russos actually clarified where this planet is too. So just in general, dust is a theme of the trailer. They talk about the people that were dusted. In the way the Avengers title forms at the end, the logo, it's all the dust forming back into the title. And because of Captain America's voiceover while that's happening, I don't know what we're gonna do if this doesn't work. It's basically them undusting everyone and reforming all of humanity. But the whole idea with Thanos on his farm is that this planet, the Russo said behind the scenes, they called Titan 2. So it's not exactly the original Titan, but it's like he's going back to his home planet. So this is a version of what Titan looked like. But on the set of the movie, they called it Titan 2 when they were developing and shooting all this stuff. The gauntlet is still charred, so I'm assuming that this isn't too long after we see him sit down on his farm, but the Russos said that because his chest wound had healed, they implied that some time had passed. They didn't say exactly how much time, but it wasn't like a linear progression of him snapping everyone out of existence, then going talking to Gamora inside the soul world of the Soul Gem, and then going straight to his farm. You get the Black Widow voiceover at the new Avengers facility with all the surviving original Avengers, not including Iron Man, who's still stuck in outer space. Captain America has shaved his beard and come home. Like, where are you going, Cap? I'm going home. I love that Bruce Banner here is looking at the picture of Ant-Man because they don't know that he's stuck in the quantum realm. We get the reveal at the end of the trailer, but you also have Spider-Man, Peter Parker over here too, and they're just all in grief, still kind of crying. Like, even Captain America is crying. Thor doesn't have any voiceover, but it looks like he's just completely broken, because get this heartbreaking reveal that the Russos also teased. They said Thanos showed up at the beginning of Infinity War, killed half the Asgardians to try and get the Space Stone from Loki, but then after he snapped everyone out of existence, another 50% of the Asgardians were cut. So he's left with 25% of the original Asgardians that he had at the end of Thor Ragnarok. So yes, there's still some Asgardians with which to create new Asgard, but he's lost most of his people and he's lost his brother Loki, so he's just sitting there grumbling like he's super pissed off and not sure what to do. They sort of hit all the beats of the big surviving characters when they're talking about people who have lost someone that they care about, and Nebula is thinking about Gamora in this moment here. Then when Captain America says, we lost friends, we lost family, we finally get the Hawkeye Ronin reveal as Black Widow goes to Japan to find him in full Ronin gear with a katana, wiping what looks like blood off of it right out of the comics, confirming that Hawkeye has become Ronin because his family was dusted. Because remember how they explained during Infinity War, then during Ant-Man and the Wasp, is that he and Scott Lang took the deal because their families couldn't handle them being on the run with Captain America's Secret Avengers. So he'd hung up his bow completely, but look at him now, he is pissed off. When Captain America is talking to Black Widow here on the Quinjet, saying that I don't know what we're going to do if this doesn't work, he's wearing his Winter Soldier uniform, so he's put that back on, but he shaved his beard off. And I love that they have the compass with Peggy Carter in it, because that's something from the original Captain America movie. And, there are a lot of theories about how Captain America might go out in this movie. They might find some way to bring Peggy back around because of all the BARFing technology and the rumors about time travel, alternate universes. We're going to be revisiting a lot of moments in previous Avengers films. Then we get the logo with all the dust being formed back into the A, like they're reforming the Avengers, one, and they're reforming half of all life in the universe, because you have to imagine that if they're going to fix all the people that they've lost, it's going to be a solution that'll fix everything that Thanos did. So the fact that Scott Lang shows up at the end in that funny tag implies that quantum energy and the quantum realm is the key to bringing everyone back. But obviously, there's really no reference to Captain Marvel anywhere in this, so I wouldn't expect to see her genuinely in a trailer till like the next big one, and that'd probably be a couple months away because her movie's coming out at the beginning of March, so maybe another Avengers 4 trailer right before that. But if you don't remember, here are all the times the characters have said the words Endgame in previous movies.
We're the Avengers. We can bust arms dealers all the livelong day, but that up there, that's the Endgame.
Tony, there was no other way. We're in the Endgame now.
I remember about 6 months ago I did a video about that. I'm like, you know what, Endgame would be a really cool title, but supposedly the Russos shot that down. So even though I'm not convinced that there are a lot of fake Hulk type moments in this trailer, this all seems pretty genuine. Let me know in the comments if you think any of this footage is not actually going to appear during Avengers 4. Because it seems real, even though some of it happens right after the end of Infinity War, and some of it seems like it happens much, much later, like when Scott Lang shows up. So what'll happen is we can freak out about this for the rest of the weekend. We're going to get a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer Saturday morning, so I'll break that down as soon as it drops. No worries. Leave your requests in the comments below, especially if you have big questions about stuff that's in the trailer. While you wait for everything, click here for that brand new Captain Marvel trailer, and click here for the brand new Game of Thrones Season 8 trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.